Why does progress feel like theater? Because it is. Politicians don't solve problems, they create them, complete with props like banned books and woke ideology. And it's costing us billions while nothing changes. You see, real progress is hard. Fixing broken systems, expensive, time-consuming. It requires strategy, accountability, and here's the kicker: political courage. But banning books, that's easy. You don't need courage to pull the bluest eye off a shelf and consider it a victory. It doesn't take much of a plan to send agents into agricultural areas to detain workers who are essential to keeping food on our tables. That's not solving anything. That's performing. Let's talk numbers. In 2022, the U.S. spent $25 billion on immigration enforcement. That's enough to fund free college for 750,000 students or provide universal pre-K for every child for a year. And what did it achieve? Nothing. Agriculture still relies on 70% undocumented workers because the system can't survive without them. But hey, we got some viral enforcement montages, proof that nothing fixes a broken system like a trending video, right? Meanwhile, state governments are spending millions rewriting curricula and restricting access to books in the name of protecting values. In one state, school districts spent $2.3 million reviewing and removing books deemed inappropriate. But what about funding to address underperforming schools where entire classes are struggling with basic literacy? Silence. Because censoring books is easy, fixing education is hard. And then there's the ongoing controversy over trans rights. Politicians spend hours targeting trans kids who make up less than 1% of high school athletes, while 40% of American children live in poverty. Maybe they're protecting values, but it's not the ones that feed hungry kids. But bills focused on trans issues dominate headlines. Addressing child poverty, that would require systemic change. And here's the psychology of it. People in power know the illusion of progress keeps us distracted. They use fear of change, fear of differences, fear of wokeness to activate our amygdala, the part of the brain that handles threats. Fear often overrides rational thought, making us more susceptible to manipulation. Suddenly, we're fighting over bathrooms and borders instead of asking why the richest country in the world can't guarantee affordable health care, decent education, or livable wages. Sociology tells us this isn't accidental, it's by design. Politicians don't need to solve real problems, they need to look like they are. So they spend billions creating the illusion of progress, fixating on problems that are exaggerated or even manufactured, while the real crises of wealth inequality, corruption, and climate change remain ignored. Think about it. The richest 1% of Americans hold more wealth than the entire middle class combined, yet instead of addressing that imbalance, they hand us moral crusades. They slash education budgets while claiming to protect kids. They make you think an immigrant is stealing your job, but don't tell you your CEO just offshored your position to save a fraction of a percent. The illusion of progress comes at a high cost, financially, socially, and morally. It's not just billions wasted on symbolic policies. It's lives left unhelped, systems left broken, and futures sold out for headlines. They call it leadership, but it's closer to a Ponzi scheme, with us footing the bill.